So, in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Gotham High. I know originally, yesterday I wasn't going to do an episode talking about anything. I was going to take like Monday, take the 3-day weekend off. But I wanted to talk about Gotham High. I wanted to talk about the writer of Gotham High and the artist of Gotham High. Is it Melissa De La Cruz? And the thing that bothers me about Gotham High is how terrible it is. If you don't get coronavirus, this book will give you it. It's basically how this book looks. And it shows how dumb DC Comics is. It shows how they don't care about anything that their fan base loves. They don't care about it. I mean, this is basically... Sorry, I'm fixing the Spreaker studio thing. This whole idea that DC hiring writers, artists that don't get the characters. I mean, this woman just walked in, not giving no fucks or shits about the legacy that Batman has, the 80-plus year legacy. Batman turned 81, for those who don't know. The 81 years of Batman, soon the 80 years of Catwoman. This woman just walked in and just didn't give no shits about Batman. She walked in, she goes, I want to do my Gossip Girl fan fiction. That's basically what it is. She just walked in like, I want to do Gossip Girl. Oh, it's Batman? Oh, that's fine. We'll throw in a little Bat and Gotham, and I don't know shit about it, but it's gonna be Gossip Girl because I love Gossip Girl. That's basically what this bitch did. And I can't help but think how awful this book is. I mean, like, for example, like, this is how nerdy I am about Batman. I am a diehard Batman fan. I live, breathe Batman. I love this character. It got me out of a lot of dark times. This is just how dumb it is. The name, the team, the symbol for Gotham High is Gotham Bats. I just sat there and I'm just like, this is fucking dumb. Shouldn't it be Gotham Knights or something? Like, why is it... I get it, I get it. She goes, it's bats, Batman. Hee. I feel like DC wanted to top Marvel in the soy era of comics. We had the Golden Age, we had the Silver Age, we had the Bronze Age, we're in the soy age of comics. Marvel came out with their non-gender binary character. DC's like, hold my beer, we're gonna get a fucking writer that will, Bruce Wayne's Asian, Alfred's gay, We have Crazy Rich Asians meets Gossip Girl. That's how our Batman's going to be in this comic. And that's what it is. And now it's like they made Thomas Wayne not matter. Instead, Martha is the rich one. Thomas is just the sugar baby of this whole relationship now. I mean, this bitch just changed everything to full retard mode. I can't explain how god awful this book is. I mean, I already ordered a Batman book, Batman Tales: Once Upon a Crime, because I love Little Gotham, and I can't wait to read this book. This book looks amazing. You know, it's like different stories, and this book I'm avoiding like Corona. I'm avoiding this fucking book. But this woman just walked in and just was like, I'm gonna change every fucking thing about Batman. I'm gonna read some of the interviews. I'm going to read some of the interviews this woman did. With Daily, the Nerd Daily. Sorry, I was going to say Daily Nerd. Right. Some of this is cringe. Hello. We're talking about Gotham High. I will say this, like, I write as, part of a hobby. I love writing stories, and I get that this woman uses films and shows that she loves, Gossip Girl, Crazy Rich Asians. I never seen any of those fucking show or movie. Gossip Girl looks like, the type of show that everybody's rich enough to get vaccinations for an STD. And Crazy Rich Asians, the title itself just speaks. It's about some crazy rich ass Asians. And for me, like, when I write stories, I use inspiration for things I love. I love conspiracy theories. I am a conspiracy theory junkie. I love that shit. I love going down the rabbit hole to Wonderland. It's kind of how I am. And I love, I'm working on this story I'm rewriting the story. I wrote it the first time. I wrote the first draft. I'm rewriting it, fixing parts of it. I wanted to add more dialogue to some parts, more background to characters in some parts. It's called, originally it was called Arkham High, but ever since Gotham High, I'm avoiding it. I'm calling it Arkham Island. Because that's where they are. They're on an island. They're an island of their own. And it's sort of mixture of, like, Batman, Harry Potter-ish. Like, it's about mystery. It's about puzzles. It's about Bruce trying to find a book that his dad had while he worked in, Arkham Asylum on the island. It's this weird mixture of things. It's kind of like that Shutter Island mixture, There's like some secret tunnels and passages. Because I love the Arkham Asylum video game. For those who, I'm sure everybody played it. Batman's stuck on the Arkham Island. And he's trying to, like, catch the Joker and defeat him, and you know. So for me, it's just like this book is the story idea, this comic that we're working on. I felt like during it, like, you know, doing a full book, but ever since like now, I feel like we could do a mini comic and release it on Instagram and possibly on Twitter for people to read, because it's I feel like now DC needs, you know, I feel like now there's some people that need to show DC how to do characters right. They hire people that are not knowledgeable about characters. And this woman, Melissa De La Cruz, is a prime example of hiring writers that don't respect your material or content. She came in. Here's the thing, like, Batman is the most interesting, dynamic character. Him, Catwoman, Alfred, Joker, Thomas and Martha Wayne. This woman had no respect at all. At all. I get it, she's Asian and she has a Latino name. I get it. You can't fire her because you'd be doubly racist. Get it, because she's Asian and she has a Latino name. Like, if you think of the name Melissa De La Cruz, you think it's a name of a Latino woman, but, you know, when you see her, you're like, oh, it's an Asian woman. Kind of reminds me of this It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode where the gang gets trapped in a house and they hear these people talking in Southern language, you know, Southern accent. Then at the end, they're Asian. Because all you hear is, if you want to go, you can go, but you're not taking my little girl. And they look over and it's an Asian. Like, I saw that, I laughed. Because Dennis, D, and Charlie's reaction was fucking priceless. And all of a sudden you hear Mackaman, hello, I'm the Swedish plumber. And it was just like... And D at the end, it is weird that they were Asian, right? Like, it just made me think of that, like, now. Like, it's one of my favorite episodes because Danny DeVito steals it. Like, I love it. You know, it's a good episode for those who, you know, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's a good episode. But this woman is just, you know. Let's get to this interview with the Nerd Daily. I was gonna say Daily Nerd. Get a better name. Anyway, here's what the one question is. This is where it's going. The interviewer: I am obsessed with Selina in this book. How did you decide who to have narrate through the course of the story? So basically the book is told in Selina's narrative. We already had a good Selina Kyle story. A perfect Selina Kyle story. Under the Moon. I highly recommend it. Good book. Good fucking book. By far, probably the best book for a long time. I mean, like, the last time there was ever a Selina Kyle Catwoman origin story, it was Her Sister's Keeper, which we have those books. It's basically set in Batman Year One universe. The one universe that a lot of people hate. I don't know why. I fucking love Batman Year One. It's one of my personal favorites. It's like one of my personal favorite stories of Batman. I always thought like it was one of those books when I something about it I just loved, and I guess it's because everybody hates it. I love it because it upsets people, which is funny. Like if you ever want to trigger like an SJW Catwoman fan, bring up Batman Year One, and oh my god, that person will freak the fuck out on you. They will like call you sexist, misogynist, racist. Like they will come up with every fucking thing in the category of phobias to the point of phobias. And it's funny. I defend Frank Miller, and anytime someone says Frank Miller is a horrible writer, I will bring up Melissa De La Cruz now. Oh, you think Miller was a bad writer? Melissa De La Cruz, bitch. Why? They don't like how Catwoman is treated in the book. Like, they don't like how Catwoman is written. They don't like how Catwoman looks. They don't like how Batman acts in the story. And it's like, I mean, here's the thing. It's more... Batman Year One is more of a James Gordon story than anything. Like, Gordon is like the main center point of Batman Year One. It's just Batman's... he's the co-lead character. And, like, here's the thing. Do I hate that they wrote Catwoman as sort of like a dominatrix type person? Yeah, but here's the thing. Read the movie script. The movie script, we did an episode. Go look for it in our show. I couldn't help but laugh at how bad the story is. And I don't know if Miller wrote the script or not. I don't know. They say the person who has it on the website said he wrote it, but I don't know if he wrote it. But if you think that Miller wrote Batman Year One comic bad, read the movie script. The movie script. I mean, I can't. If Miller wrote it, I can't defend him on it. Like, he wrote it. Like he has a pimp named Chi-Chi. It was like some fucking Death Wish Charles Bronson type movie. And I'm a fan of Charles Bronson films. Like, Charles Bronson would have been fucking awesome as Batman. Man, if they made Batman in the 70s, a Batman movie in the 70s, Bronson would fucking kill it as Batman. Like, Death Wish is like one of his best movies. Like, I don't remember which movie it was. Like, I laughed hysterically at one of the Death Wish movies. I don't know if it was Death Wish 3 or 4. Bronson's character pulls out a gun, points it at a thug, and shoots him in the back and kills him. And there's like this entire neighborhood looking out the window cheering that he shot somebody. I sat there watching the movie, like, laughing. Like, it was supposed to be this like dramatic moment, but it was hilariously funny. I mean, it wasn't funny for the dude who got shot, but but when I saw the dude, like, cheering it on, like, it was funny. Like, I don't know why, but it was funny. So, here's what De La Cruz says. That was my editor's suggestion. I wrote the narrative, but later we realized it was a Selena. She, the person wrote it, Selena, in capitals, telling the story and how it really clicked with the voice. And here's something right here. Okay, if you don't want her to write any more Batman books, here's a question right here. Here's a way we can kill her stories. Not buy the books, folks. Don't buy the books. I know I never said that before, but we should not buy the books. Here's a question. I love getting to see Ivy involved in this volume. Will you be including more Batman villainists in future volumes? Any hints? Okay, that right there. We need to stop this book. They're already hinting at more possibly sequels of Gotham High. We cannot let this happen. We cannot let this type of shit happen. This woman is already angered a lot of fans, making a love triangle between between Catwoman, Batman, and Joker. Okay? This woman has no respect for the characters, the 80 plus years history of these characters. None of it. I hope so. That's all I can say right now. That right there, we cannot let. This book has to bomb in sales. And 27,000 dislikes on a video on YouTube of a trailer. We're kind of getting there. Now, she's wanting to do a sequel, it sounds like. We cannot let that happen. Here's one. This is a dumbass answer. Because clearly this woman does not know comics. Here's the question right here. What's your favorite character in the Batman universe or in the greater DC universe? I think I've answered it by choosing to focus on Bruce, Selina, and Jack. Those three for sure. Jack does not exist in the fucking universe, lady. Joker does not have a name. He does not. His mystery is a mystery. His history, his entire history, identity, all that is a mystery to everybody. He is an enigma wrapped in a mystery, folks. We don't know who Joker's origin is. And I love Batman White Knight, but I knew once they revealed that Joker's name is going to be Jack Napier, everybody was going to fucking use it. I mean, now we got the three Jokers, which I'll admit, I cannot wait. We waited 5 years. They better be done, and now we got a fucking coronavirus, so we're going to have to wait longer. We got three Jokers. Nobody knows who the real Joker is. There's only three now. Jack Napier does not exist in the DC universe or in the Batman universe. It's just Joker. This woman clearly does not know Batman comics. And if she knew it, she'd be like, Bruce, Selina, Joker. Here's the answer. Here's another question. This awesome graphic novel will be out in a couple weeks. Are you doing anything digitally that we can help you promote? She wrote yes, but not sure of the plans yet. Check my Twitter. I ain't checking your shit. Like this woman, then they ask her what she's doing, and she's staying at home. Like everything's kind of gone crazy. Like during the whole virus thing, like now people are signing a petition. Yeah, I mean, they called Joker John because John Doe. Because nobody knows his real name, so they called him John Doe. Yeah, I mean, they did call him John in Telltale, and Season 2 with Enemy Within, he called himself Joker. Which, I love that moment where he was like, he gave himself an identity. He didn't have he just went by John. But the funny thing about it was, in Telltale, you can easily tell that Joker, or John, he had a name, but he just wouldn't tell it. He just let everybody call him John. It was his way of letting people lower their guard and be comfortable around him, but he could, dissect what they are doing and who they really are. It's like, he knew, in a way, I don't know if it's just me, but as someone who played Batman Telltale multiple times, and it's weird though, even though I gave like the same answers, the same response, the same story narrative, going through the game, I just enjoyed it. But I always thought Joker, or John Doe, knew Bruce was Batman from the beginning. I don't know if it was just me, but I always assumed that he did. I always assumed that John Doe knew Bruce was Joker. I mean, Bruce was Batman. I heard like my neighbor, like, I don't know what. I was looking to see what my neighbor was doing. And everything around this one is like weird. How they're saying like the new Gotham High comic was actually a cartoon, canceled cartoon. Here's the thing. I want to put this one out there. The Gotham High comic that we all see and we're all hating is not, and I repeat, is not the cartoon. This comic book is its own entity. It is not the cartoon in 2009 that was proposed and ended up being canceled. This cartoon was done by Jeffrey Thomas. Jeffrey Thomas drew a picture of a young Joker and Harley, and DC liked it enough to order an entire series based on that concept. The plot was going to be about Bruce Wayne attending high school with Barbara Gordon and his entire rogues gallery. Each character had a representation of a social clique. The Riddler was in it. He was a nerd. Killer Croc was a bully. And Mr. Freeze was the cool kid. Get it? Because, he's Freeze and he's cool. Get it? Possible elements of the show was reworked into a web series for DC Superhero Girls. So they used some of the elements of Gotham High cartoon series that was going to be made, and they reworked it into DC Superhero Girls, which involved the teenage versions of the DC characters attending high school, and the show also featured characters from the Batman franchise, such as Catwoman, Batgirl, and Harley Quinn as well, and many other characters. So that's the thing about it. And I know a lot of people are like, this comic book's awful. It's, they were going to make a cartoon out of it. It's like, no, they weren't. Melissa De La Cruz was not involved in the cartoon. It was Jeffrey Thomas's project, and now what Jeffrey Thomas would think of this cartoon. I think it would be interesting to hear what he said. And I will say this, like, the cartoon looks far more interesting than the comic.
I kind of wish they would have made the cartoon.
And it's sad that, like, now it's
kind of like a forgotten, entity. Now it's like mixed in with this stupid ass comic we're all gonna suffer with. And
the thing for me is I don't like what this comic is going for.
I will admit I love the design of the Joker and the cartoon Gotham High than the
comic. The comic looks... I would say this. The comic looks... It just... I don't know what about it. Something about... I don't know the word to use. It looks... awful. Like, why... Like, when you look at the trailer... Why is Tinder on there? On a phone? I mean, I would understand Instagram, but why Tinder? Why that little swipe Tinder thing? Why? What is it? Why? Why tear down Twain in one comic? This is the one thing I kind of want to ask. Like, for example, it's revealed that Martha Wayne was the one born into money, and Bruce, his dad, is sort of this this, kind of gold digger type thing. Like, why not? Why do you make Thomas Wayne look like a simp in this whole thing? Like, they show him get beat up, which, if you ever read Batman comics, Thomas Wayne was always defensive, and he's protective of his family. Instead, he gets beaten down, and Martha was the wealthy, person. And I'm not saying, like, Martha shouldn't have anything to do in the book. It's just, you take away, the father figure inspiration for Bruce. So there's a lot of reviews of the book. It's got 3 stars. I wonder if there's any, like, reviews. 64 reviews. We're gonna go through it. Let's go through and see. I received a free copy. I received the book for free from DC. I wish that can happen. I'm sure DC's like, no, fuck no, we're not giving that dude any free books. I'll give the book a 3.5 stars, which rounds up to 4. Dumbass. Why don't I just give it a 3 stars? This graphic novel takes the iconic Batman characters and put them in a high school setting. It reminds me a lot of the show Riverdale. There's mystery and lots of high school drama. What I really loved was diversity. Really, not the story, not the artwork. It's just diversity. It's diversity. Let's continue. Jessica so far is a dumbass. I love the hashtag she uses. Asian superhero.
comic book graphic novel. What I really love was the diversity. Bruce's mom is from Hong Kong, which makes him half Asian. I find that so refreshing. There has been so many versions of Bruce Wayne over the years, and they are always white. Well, that's racist right there, bitch. I'm white, and I find that racist. Thank you, Bruce. See, my cat Bruce is agreeing with me. He meowed and growled at that. And he's, he's agreeing with me on that one. It was so cool seeing Bruce that was different. Now I really want to see an Asian Bruce Wayne on TV and the movies. I love Alfred. I love that Alfred is now his Uncle Alfred, and Bruce's gay Asian uncle even has a husband. The storyline was mind-blowing in a way. It's fairly simple and straightforward. It went from really fast, could have used a little bit more development towards the end. The artwork, on the other hand, was amazing. It really popped and worked really well with a young adult vibe of the book. Overall, it's quick entertainment. The graphic novel was a beautiful artwork, an open mind to different interpretations of Batman. Give it a try. How about you go fuck yourself? See, this is the problem right here. I'm gonna go see what they're meowing about. I'll be right back. I'm gonna play the song. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, those cats are crazy. Alright. I hate this review. You see, that's the thing about it. They don't talk about... this woman wrote more about the diversity and Bruce's uncle, Alfred being Uncle Alfred, Bruce's gay Asian uncle who has a husband, and all that, and diversity. Then she wrote more about the fucking storyline. I mean, you wrote more about diversity, an Asian thing, than you did about the story. You really didn't care about the story. You cared more about diversity than you did anything. That's the problem with SJW idiots. They care more about diversity and, culture shit, different culture type shit, than you do about the story. And the only reason
Melissa de la Cruz is popular. Well, she wrote a vampire books that basically ripped off Twilight. She basically ripped off Twilight. So, let's get to the other reviews. Nurse Bookie. Can you really pick a better name? Gotham High tells the story of Bruce Wayne and his teenage high school with cast of characters that suddenly become too familiar. De La Cruz wrote a fast-paced, highly entertaining graphic novel reimagined for old fans and new. Time out. Old fans, like myself, we don't like it. We don't like it. We really don't. We don't like the whole reimagining and all that shit. So, here's what... In this world, Bruce Wayne is half Chinese. His uncle Alfred from Hong Kong is managing his billion-dollar trust fund. Catwoman Selina is part Latina. Ivy is Korean. I love how they just went from... Yeah. Anyway, their backstory includes a love triangle, kidnapping, hardships, poverty shaped their characters prior to developing their alter egos as Batman, Catwoman, Joker, and Ivy. Illustration by Thomas Pigliatti, on point with the right amount of dark, gothic element. And my cat's walking on my keyboards. Alright, you can lay on the Batman pillow and look out the window, okay? My co-host Lola's here. Including the right element, appropriate when you imagine the atmosphere of Gotham City and Gotham High would be. The artistic choices of characters and their outfits and background details push the story to a different level, adding the darker storyline. Overall, I enjoy the creative retelling and ready for the next installments. Thank you at DC for providing a free copy of this book. All opinions are my own. Where the fuck are these people getting free books? I want a free book. I will review it. Give me a book. Give me a free book. I'll review it. Where the fuck are these people getting free books, man? Damn, DC, give me a book for free. I'll review it. I'll review the shit out of that book. Talk about the artwork. All that. I want a free copy. I mean, books I review, I buy them, man. I have no problem buying them. I can't wait to review Batman Tales Once Upon a Crime. I want a free book. Where are these fuckers getting free books? Where does Nurse Bookie get a free book? How the hell? I never even heard of this woman. Nurse Bookie, who read over 161 books of 200. That is some bullshit. Like, how the hell do people get free books? I mean, I know my podcast isn't like the biggest podcast show around, but at least I deserve some freebies, like a free book, a free shirt, something. You know. That's bullshit. So anyway. Let's skip to, this one gave it 2 stars. So this person gives. There's 2 people that give it 2 stars. So this is one of the graphic novels I picked up at a ALA. I was really excited to read it. I enjoy all things Gotham, and Melissa De La Cruz is a force to be reckoned with. Suck ass. The combination should be explosive, but what irritated me more than anything, there was too many things that bothered me. Things that I would look past but it made it unbearable. We are living in a time where women, oh shit. Here comes the feminists. We're in a time where women can use their mind to speak up and not have to live in the past. So why does the main female character written like she's still living in the 50s and 60s? And all the stereotypes are hard to notice. It was nauseating. Things just felt fake throughout. I was glad it was over. I was glad when I read that part's over. What is it with... Yeah, you deserve that. I mean, here's the thing. Like, if I read the book, I would not review it like the way they're reviewing it, where they're talking about diversity. All these things. Like, there's a lot of people who are have different ethnicities and different race, different genders, that all love Batman. But I think what bothers people the most is this woman does not know Batman, does not know the characters, does not know their history. All that. But this woman and a lot of these people who are reviewing it are looking at the diversity, equality, all these things. Why does that bother people so much? Why does it bother so many people so much? Like, if it was like, if she wrote it with Bruce, I mean, I don't have a problem with Bruce being Asian. Apparently a lot of people make a big deal out of it. I mean, they wrote Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne was played by English people, played by Brits. So, and I'm happy Robert Downey Jr. played Sherlock Holmes. At least us Americans got something out of that. We just need American James Bond, folks. So, I'm kidding. Like, if they ever cast a James Bond, I say Henry Cavill should play James Bond. Superman should play James Bond. Just throwing it out there. But these people bitch about the little things. They bitch about it. It annoys me. Here's another one, 2-star review. After sleeping on this, I've decided I don't like how they portray women in this book. Manipulative, convening, lying. I don't like it. Downgraded to 2 stars. Original review below. Am I on the fucking feminist book review page? Original review down below. Meh. Not great. Take a lot of liberties with the original characters. Not bad. But really my fave. 3. It was okay. Stars. This person should not read books anymore. Jen is her name. I should join Goodreads and just piss off a few people. Alright. Here's Gigi. Anyone who calls themselves Gigi should get punched. Okay? Like, if I ever meet anybody who calls themselves Gigi, I am gonna knock them the fuck out. That is the stupidest name. People who call themselves Gigi. It's like, go away, you stupid idiot. Like, go away. Okay, let's look at this one. Gigi gives it 2 stars. Artwork 5, story 2.5. Popular alert. Anyone who writes that should get fucking curb stomped. This isn't Tumblr, dumbass. It's a book review page. My brain hurts now. It hurts lesser than the... I'll say this. My brain hurts reading this. The trunk hitting me in the back of the head caused less pain than this. For those who don't know, like one podcast before it, I hit the back of my head with the trunk. I was shutting the trunk door. Like, I popped the trunk open and it like ricocheted back and hit me like right in the back of the head. Like, it wasn't bad. I had a first aid kit and I had like an ice pack on the back of my head. I waited in the parking lot. But reading this hurts my head more than the trunk door. Okay? Just throwing that out there. I mean, I hit my head on a few things. But this hurts me. And you should not have a cat photo, okay? I don't care if it's probably your cat. Remove that photo. That poor cat should not be next to this review. Even though the cat is reading a book. I'm going to first off address the elephant in the room, exclamation point. Why do people do that? Why do they do that? Why do they write something that is like a sentence, then they add an exclamation point like they're yelling? Did anyone else did not see the problem with Bruce Wayne being Chinese? Seriously, his name might as well be changed to Bruce Wang. I hate people. I hate it. Let me break it down to you. And this, she gives a list of who the characters are and what their race is. Bruce Wayne is Chinese or half Chinese. Selena Kyle is Spanish. Ivy is Korean. While I do not appreciate the culture diversity of all ethnic representation, this was so not the way to do it. I hate this woman already. She's kind of the now. She's now on the top 5. The first one's being Hillary. Like, I don't like Hillary Clinton. I'm sorry. I know people here in my country love Hillary Clinton, but I don't. I like Melania Trump more than I like Hillary. Melania Trump is a good woman. Okay? She is a good first lady. Encouraging kids to read and all that. God bless you. Kids need to read more. But this is the type of shit book that kids should not read. I mean, in my state, they banned Little House on the Prairie, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all these books. But damn, this book is not. Like, I mean, I know I went to a school where they banned comic books because they felt comic books was awful influence for children, that kids should not read comic books because it's not real books. It's one of those slime ball dipshits. They make you read like God, I forget what books they made us read. Like, they made us read like the history of St. Louis. And I love St. Louis. It's a great city, even though I don't go there because I don't want to get shot. But why would you make kids who live in the 21st century read about St. Louis in the 1940s, where times looked so much funner than today? Like, why? Why would you do that? Then they make you read about. Then they make you read about Jefferson City, Jeff City, or it's like we call it Jeff City instead of Jefferson City. Where it's fucking boring. Like, I had to read this stupid ass fucking book, then do a report, and the final minute when we were getting ready to go to the fucking place, the teacher, who of course hated my guts because I spoke out in my opinions of things, made me stay at the school. Made me sit. I am not kidding you. This damn bitch made me sit. And like, I wasn't even in trouble. Like, this fucking bitch made me sit in the stupid ass detention room while everybody else went to the fucking Jeff City. And I remember I sat there and I felt like a fucking lowlife for sitting there for an hour. I sat in that fucking room for an hour with this woman reading her smutty romance novel called The Lady and the Farmhand. And I sat there in the fucking room just bored out of my fucking mind. Nothing to do. While this woman read this stupid ass novel. And I remember just sitting there going like, this is so fucking boring. Like, I remember going like, and during that time I would like go to the restroom because I asked, like, can I go to the restroom? And I just sat there. I sat in the bathroom stall, just like questioning of my life choices. Like, where is my life at now? And years later I went to Jeff City with my family. I was just like, I really didn't miss much. Because it is a very boring place. St. Charles is more entertaining than it, because St. Charles has more comic book stores. But Jeff City is so fucking boring. It's like the state capital, I think. I think it is. I don't know. But it is the most boringest place on the planet. And years later, I found the book the teacher was reading in there, and it is basically about a older ew, Lola, you just ate a fly. But it's, oh, my cat just caught a fly and ate it. Anyway, the book is about a farm wife who's 40, whose husband is cheating on her and having an affair. I am not making this up. This is the book. And she meets this 20-something-year-old farmhand her husband hired, who's well educated, and she falls in love with him. Like, she was climbing up a ladder and she fell backwards and he caught her. She felt his muscular arms catching her. Like, it was the dumbest fucking book ever. I was like laughing, going like, I can't believe a teacher reads this book. So then one day She makes sandwiches and they go on a picnic. They go on a picnic by a lake. They sit under a tree and they discuss life. And they kiss. It's basically like, it's stupid. It's a stupid book. So anyway, let's get to the review, which I appreciate. I kind of hated this version, to be quite honest with you. This is the woman talking about the book. Allow me to explain. First off, I'm Asian. Oh, of course you are. So the idea of Chinese Batman is just weird and wrong, even for me. I grew up with Batman. I grew up with Bruce Wayne, always being white, and should have stayed that way, in my opinion. Okay, this woman kind of makes a point. The story itself was good. It was hard getting past the culture changes and stereotypes. And, well, time out. I will say this. Democrats are actually more racist. Let me explain this one. In New York, like someone was playing like all these videos. And it was just basically like Democrats upset over Trump saying the coronavirus came from China, which it did. And all the Democrats here, I am not making this up, even the mayor here in Missouri was like, we're going to China. Well, it's before the mayor in St. Louis shut down St. Louis, basically. It was in New York. The New York Congress represents whatever reps and all them, and the mayor was like, this virus in China, no one should be afraid or scared of the Chinese. That's why I'm going to a Chinese restaurant in Chinatown after this interview. And it's just like, I sat there going like, you people are making this racist. like there's a lot of people here going to Panda Express and all that. Like I like some people I met are Chinese and they're really cool, interesting people. But we're all saying this coronavirus came from China. It was the first cases there, and it just kind of exploded, into everywhere. So it was just like all kinds of fucked up. The story itself was good, but it was hard to get past the culture and stereotypes. Had been entirely different cast of characters. This just so happens to take place in Gotham High, then sure, this would have worked. But I don't think all this appeals to those who are fans of the original Dark Knight. So whatever gave this green light on this version, what the fuck were you smoking? Okay, I agree with this person. TJ. So this person's named TJ, not TJ Hooker, which is a show, by the way. William Shatner starred in TJ Hooker. I'm surprised they haven't made that show yet. I mean, if I wrote it, it'd be called TJ Hooker. I love... This is the person who is TJ, not TJ Hooker. What a dumbass photo. What is it with people and their photos? Like, not all of them, but these people... If you ever go on Goodreads and you look at the reviews and stuff of Batman, Gotham High, these people have the douchiest photos ever. I mean, these are the kind of people I would not want to hang out with. If I was stuck in an elevator with these people, I would try to find a way to escape. These people just have the douchiest looking photos. This is what TJ, not TJ Hooker, says. I love the reimagining and diversity.
This should be a drinking game. Read reviews, and once they say diversity, take a shot. But it was super cliche. Why do you add the word super? I get it. It's a comic book. Why the word super? Why can't you just say it was a cliche? Why does it have to be? It's a super cliche and predictable. Gotham High embraces all the worst qualities of teen soaps like Riverdale. But it definitely has a trashy fun element to it. The diversity, take a shot, in the book is going to make so many straight white fanboys angry. You know, anytime an SJW says that about white people, it should be like a white dude, as a white guy. This motherfucker's white. But I'm sure he's, going to say, like, I'm not white. And that may only be the only thing I actually love about it. What fan fiction site did which fan site did this originate from again? Half these people are like the douchiest looking people ever. Oh, this one person gives the book, this person gives away all the spoilers of the book. Even though this person adds this gross photo of a bat soup. Alrighty, let's see. You might notice all the reviews that are honest about the book, that don't like it, are shoved in the back. Start my review. I'm going to give my review. Oh man, you have to sign up. You know what? I'm going to do it. Hold on. I'm gonna review Gotham High. Fine, friends. Set a goal. Skip. I'm gonna skip this one. What is your favorite genres? Alright, let me find some. Comic books. Yep, that's basically it. Graphic novels. Manga. Do I like manga? I don't know. I never read any. Alright. Skip. Ooh, Batman Year One. I'm gonna give that 5 stars. Let's see. I want to read that one book, Batman Hush. I'm going to give that 5 stars. That is a fantastic, wonderful book. The animated movie I'm still kind of split a bit on, but I will say this. I love the animated film. I'll just go out and say it.
Alright, I am now officially joined Goodreads, where I am going to review books. So, you could be friends with people on there. So, I don't have any friends on Goodreads. Check it out. I will be reviewing books on there. I am going to unleash the kraken of reviews on these books. I guess the first book I will review is Batman Hush. I think here's the thing for those who are interested in reading Gotham High. If you're looking for the good romance story between Batman, Bruce Wayne, and Catwoman, Hush is the book. Heart of Hush, especially, where Bruce Wayne, Batman, has to beat Thomas Elliot Hush to save Selina's heart. And Batman has to cross the lines that he thought he would never cross to save Selina's heart and save her life. That is a good book. It's written by one of the best Batman writers ever, Paul Dini. It's a good book. I highly, highly recommend it. I also recommend Hush. Batman the Nail, not the Nail, Justice League the Nail is a good one. It's where Selina joins Bruce and helps him try to get his mind back to normal. I wouldn't say get his mind back, but he's trying to recover from witnessing Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon be murdered in front of him by the Joker. And Selina's there trying to hold him together in pieces. Try to put him back together. Injustice, there was a good moment with Catwoman and Bruce. It's a good book. One I recommend, highly, highly recommend, is Batman the Greatest Stories Ever Told. There is the original Batman Catwoman wedding. Joe Stanton did the artwork, and I met Joe Stanton at a comic book convention. I had a conversation with him. It was really cool. It was before the podcast. Damn, I wish I would have done the podcast back then. I would have interviewed him, and just the conversations me and him had was so cool. Really one of the coolest artists who worked on Batman I've met. And I have an autograph photo he did of Batman, Catwoman, and Helena, and it's hanging up on my wall, and I'm looking at it right now. It's really cool. If you're looking for a good Batman origin story, Year One is a good one. Even though there's a lot of people who say it's it's a bad book, it's not. It's written in a different time era, okay? I simply say, if you don't like it, don't buy it. If you don't want to read it, don't read it. That's how simple it is. And that's what I'm doing with Gotham High. I don't like it. I'm not going to read it. I will write a review with my own dark humor to it. Basically, writing after 5 pages. I love the one review Frank Barone, Everybody Loves Raymond, says, where Robert did his class and Frank reads Robert's reviews on his class, where one person wrote, after 10 minutes I wanted to take the officer's gun and end my misery. And one is, you're a dead man. I love that episode. It's the one where Robert does his driving school practice on Ray, Deborah, Marie, and Frank. It's one of my favorite episodes. I love Everybody Loves Raymond. That's what I've been watching yesterday and part of today on the Corona locked in. Even though I had even though like I haven't been to the store a lot, I had a bit of, I went to like one Walmart, where I had sort of like a bit of an anxiety attack. Not I wouldn't say anxiety attack. I had a lot of anxiety about going to the store because people are fucking crazy. It's crazy out there. So I've been kind of stuck in the house. I've been watching Everybody Loves Raymond, writing and, sort of, doing my thing. I'm writing 3 different stories. I've been, like I said, I do writing, which is kind of like my sort of stress relief of enjoying what I love. And, I've been writing Arkham Island, which is pretty cool. Redoing some story parts of it. It's kind of fun. And I've been writing the Batman, Batman versus the Justice League type story. So, anyway, I'm on Goodreads. Find some friends if you want to be a friend of mine. Have fun. Being honest and reviewing comics. Not letting people like what I've read review comics. Okay? Comic books isn't just about diversity. It's about the story, the art, and how the characters are portrayed. I am really tired of all these soy people taking over what's ours and, forcing their agenda down everybody's throat. Comic books isn't about isn't about social agenda or forced diversity. It's about characters overcoming things. Characters going against a power. It's basically that. It's basically honest, good characters with morals. Not about social agenda, forced diversity, and all that. It's basically, Batman comics, with this whole Gotham High thing is they, people like Melissa De La Cruz and other writers like Bendis and all them, they're forcing the stupidity of a social agenda. They already did it with Superman. Now they're going for Batman. And I honest to God think that a lot of people like myself and others should take a stand. Batman is for everybody. He's not just one agenda. He's not just for one person, group of people. Batman is a multicultural character, multicultural relatable character. Yeah, he's white. He's wealthy. Now that's becoming a crime in James Tinian's Batman run. Bruce Wayne's a tax cheat. It's like, fuck off, dude. Like, fuck off, really? And the thing is, like, I will say this, and I know this is going to piss off a few people. James Tinian is basically writing the coattails of Scott Snyder. That's basically what he's doing. That's what he's been known for. Is writing the coattails of a better writer. Because he can't write his own fucking stories. That's the problem with him. It's like he tries to be like Scott Snyder. There's only one. I mean, and that's the thing, I will give props and respect to Tom King, is that he wrote his own style of Batman. Some parts were good, some parts are just kind of like, why did you do that? But Tinian shouldn't try to be like Scott Snyder, even though when he tries, he's terrible. But honest to God, they should have gotten somebody who's been doing a good job with Batman. Peter J. Tomasi did a phenomenal job, even though like the last 3 detective comic books weren't that good, you know. But you know, sometimes writers have good days, writers have bad days, and he's 0 for 3. But they should have gotten him to do Batman, in my opinion. Like, I love what he did with the Mr. Freeze, the Nora Freeze story. I thought that was pretty cool. Good, run. But, Batman's kind of reached, a point where a lot of people need the character, But at this point, it's annoying how people are trying to change the character. It's like they tried it with Luke Fox. Like, I don't know if they're going for it. They're going to probably try for it. But I love that Damian Wayne is Batman in the Deceased 2 book. That's pretty cool and interesting. So, anyway, basically I wanted to do this episode talk about Gotham High. And it's not a fun high. The story, I think that now there's talks and hints about more volumes of the book. That's not a good sign. It's kind of scary, and I think a lot of us need to sort of take a stand and defend, our Batman turf. And this whole idea of her, now she's wanting to do more Gotham High, it's kind of scary of where the fuck she's going to take the character. And once the book comes out, I don't know when exactly it's coming out. I think it's coming out next week or so. We will, I know somebody's going to put it on Twitter of something about it, and I think once it does, I'll come back and talk about it and rip it to shreds. I think New Warriors is coming. I think New Warriors is out. I should find that book. I know I said I was going to buy it and review it, but that was before Corona happened. Before everything's gone to lockdown. So, anyway, I will be back talking about whatever stories Monday. So, I'll see you on Monday.